Good morning, market snipers. Welcome back. This is Jesse. We're getting started right at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, right on the dot as usual. Woo-wee. Oof. Bitcoin will be $150,000 by the end of the day, maybe even $200,000 by the end of the day, or Tom Lee will delete your account on Twitter or YouTube. Just watch out for all the talking heads. Watch out for all the narratives that are out there. Really, the only thing you could ever do is trust what you see on the charts, right? You shouldn't just trust people blindly. Shouldn't trust their charts blindly. You should learn to study the charts. You should study the charts and learn what you're seeing on the charts, so that you can make your own decisions in life, right? Your own financial decisions and live with those decisions, right or wrong, right? So here we are. Obviously, none of this is financial advice. Obviously, this is for educational purposes only. Hopefully, we have a little bit of fun along the way. Woo! A little tired today. I got a lot of sleep, maybe too much sleep. My body's not used to that much sleep, but we'll see if we can shake off some of the rust from a good night's sleep last night and see if we can get the flow going and get rock and rolling over here. But good morning, good morning, good morning. Not sure what that means. What stock is this? This is not a stock. It's Bitcoin, Robert. You can see it up here in the upper left-hand corner, BTC USD, also as Bitcoin against the dollar, right? Hello, hello, hello. Gert-Jan Tenhove, welcome back. Good to see you back on here. First half, if you're new, awesome. Welcome. If you're returning, even better. Good to see you back. The first half of the live stream, we will cover Bitcoin. We will cover altcoins. We'll cover stocks, whatever else jumps out of this on the watch list. And on the second half of the live stream, if you want me to chart something for you, make sure to put in the ticker symbol, the name of the asset, and the asset class. That way, if I search for it, we can find it quickly and make sure that I'm not charting the wrong asset and we wasted 5 minutes, right? So help me, help you, help me smash the algorithm by hitting the like button, reposting, and sharing with all your friends and family on any platform that you're watching on. We're just streaming to X and YouTube right now. So is Bitcoin in a bear market? The bear market or the top is always in hindsight, right? It's always in hindsight. It's at least a local top. Over here, we talked about it's at least a local top. There are signs that it could be heading into a bear market and then price push back all the way up. Here we are again. This at least a local top with a lot more signs than back over here that it was the top, right? So it's more and more likely that this was the top and that we're heading into a bear market for Bitcoin. Whether that plays out similarly again, where it was about 12 months, it did in 2022. We don't know if it's going to be like that again in 2025, but if it does, we'll be ready for it and watching it. This is a weekly chart breaking down in real time. Remember, the key support was at 108,200 based off of the weekly chart. And on Sunday, it closed with a weekly candle at 104, 500-ish, right? So the weekly chart already lost key support. A lower low was put in, signaling further downside, not signaling that we're going to go make new all-time highs. So that ship sailed on Sunday, yet we still have a lot of buy the dip bros who will be really late, or they turn into forced hodlers again, and they will become DCA bros after that. It's just, it's what happened in 2022. I'm sure it'll happen again to a lot of them, as they just cannot block out the noise. They get caught up in the hype train, and so the cycle continues, right? So it's okay. They just, hopefully the market snipers are not caught off guard, and we're positioned well, or you're positioned well for this bear market. So the weekly chart is breaking down. Again, the weekly candle close below 108,200-ish was significant. And now we're seeing follow through to the downside. So it's not how the candle starts, it's how it closes. And that's what I've always said. And now we have the wick. It created a wick, right? Created a wick, a tiny one, but you can see it. Created a wick, created a wick, created a wick, created a wick, right? It's not how the candle starts, it's how it closes that matters, in my personal opinion. And here we are, right? Here we are. Today was a fake out Bitcoin. Yeah, on shorter time frames, right? Shorter time frames. You could look at the 5-minute chart and it's pumping, then it's dumping, and it's pumping, it's in the 1-hour chart, 15-minute chart, all that stuff. So it just depends what time frame you're on. So yeah. Yeah, I know. I know. I know. I know. Oh, I know. I know. The narratives are strong. The narratives, the hopium, and then they'll turn into copium, and so on and so on. And the cycle continues, and round we go. That's the weekly chart. We have a lot of reasons why it could. The top is in. This is a 2-week chart. Big, massive candle down. Took out this pivot point at 108,250. Wow. Same thing. This pivot point on the 2-week chart was at 108,250. About the same level, right? About the same level. And it kind of lines up with 108,400 over here on this wick back in December 2024. So we had a candle close back below that area. That's a significant warning sign, right? Significant warning sign. It's not the $100,000 is more of a psychological, but that's more for retail. And is retail even back? I thought the institutions were all buying. So it's not as big of support as it was back at 108,200, in my personal opinion. That was the bigger support. And this weekly candle wicked all the way back up to 107,500-ish. Couldn't even retest the 108. Couldn't even retest it on this wick for the 2-week candle or the weekly candle. It didn't even retest it. It got very close for a back test, but couldn't even quite make it all the way up there. So further downside. It's signaling all this is signaling further downside. It's not signaling that we're going to go make new all-time highs. There's a lot of people trapped right now. There's a lot of people still thinking that we're going to go higher by the end of the quarter, right? There's a lot, or at least they say it. J.O. baby. Yeah, Market Sniper, Golfer, Chess Master. Yeah, but not Chess Grandmaster, right? Just like Chess Master for sure, but not Chess Grandmaster. Those guys would smoke me. But I think my chess rating is considered master. I think it'd be higher if I played longer games, but who's got time for that? So I play 10-minute games, 10 minutes per person. So it's faster and you can make more mistakes that way. In my older years, I think I would do better with no clock or a 30-minute game. If I wanted to get my rating up maybe to 2,000 again. I haven't seen that since my early 20s, but I haven't played a long game since my early 20s. It's always been 10-minute games, but I don't look at Bitcoin dominance for that. I only look at it for like altcoins, so I'm not sure. Probably going to drop here in the near future because target 4 is at 92 to 95,000. So probably need to put on a $94,000 watch party again. No, I don't have any lifelong dreams for chess. I love it, but it's a good game. The game never gets old for me. But yeah, no, I don't. I have zero aspirations in my older years to become a grandmaster or to get really good at golf again. I don't have. No, I enjoy the charts more. I enjoy the charts the most out of all my things. Charts, chess and golf are, I don't know what's better, but yeah. Spot. Yeah, we can look at it. Good afternoon, Caesar. Welcome back. 200,000 Bitcoin is definitely not going to. Doesn't seem like it's trending that way, right? Again, yeah. Either I don't know. I just don't know. The talking heads, are they doing it for clicks? Are the talking heads doing it for clicks? Because you get way more clicks if you're bullish than bearish. Trust me. Trust me. I learned that in 2022. You get way more clicks if you're perma bull, even in 2022, than calling it as you see it, right? So, anyways, let's get back to it. Yeah, I mean, maybe their bosses are the market bosses, and they want exit liquidity, possibly, or their clicks, or they just don't know, or they just want to be on TV. I don't know. But a lot of them are wrong. Yeah, because if they have funds and those funds are held as exit liquidity, almost as like hostage, kind of like ARK investments from the top of 2021. Oof, oof, right? So I don't know. That would be kind of a conspiracy if it was exit liquidity, right, for their own funds. That'd be brutal. But anyways, this is 2-week chart. Let's look at the 3-week chart. We'll turn the indicator back on here too. But when there was a bearish engulfing candle, we pointed out this bearish engulfing candle and then possible follow through. Here we are. Bearish engulfing candle, price did go lower. Bearish engulfing candle, there was follow through. Bearish engulfing candle, there was follow through, right? And then, of course, the reply guys only point out this one bearish engulfing candle here. Okay, yeah. There you go. Or this one over here, right? So two out of like 7. So it's okay. It's okay. Monthly chart. We're heading in the wrong direction. If you're hoping for $200,000 in the next month and a half. So we've talked about this many times, every live stream, chart post, all that stuff. Bitcoin has never moved the market cap needle $2 trillion within a 60-day window. The most it's moved the market needle cap, the market cap needle is $1 trillion. It's happened multiple times in the last few years, but it took over 90 days to do that, right? Over 90 days. So you can see like here to here, that's like 1 trillion, right? 1 trillion. And it took time, right? It took time. It's heading in the wrong direction on the higher time frames. So the reversals on higher time frames are there. We're back into target 3 out of 4 so far. Right? Target 3, shorter term target 4. Start losing target 4 and we could see much lower prices. What else? Let's target 3 coming in target 4, shorter term target 3, target 4. Here we go. Right on the orange line we drew out, right? So it's tiny support. It's tiny support. It's tiny support. So you get a candle close below that tiny support. The bigger support was up here at 108, 200-ish, right? 108, 200-ish was the major support. And it lost it. Couldn't even come back for a full retest. Came up to 107, 500 on a wick. But this is tiny support compared to the 108, 250 that it battled and battled and battled for, was it 6 months? 6 months of sideways chop battling that 108. Now this is tiny support from June 2025. This tiny support from June 2025. This tiny support from November 2025, right? So it didn't retest it more than a couple times back in June and now again in November. So you get a candle close below there. And we could see a quick move down to target 4. So this lines up with target 4, $92,000 to $95,000 range, and then maybe we'll see another bounce, right? Maybe come back up and wick to $100,000 on the way back up, and then who knows after that. So we're still watching the same exact chart. It did in 2021. It did in the upside of the bull run, and now it is to the downside again because the top was 1 year ago. We'll cover it. We'll cover it. So here we are. Tomorrow we may have to do a $94,000 watch party. Let's see. Maybe Friday. Maybe Friday is the watch party. I don't know. We'll see. 90 or maybe next week. Maybe next week will be the $94,000 watch party. We'll see. We will see. But yeah, that's Bitcoin. Still tracking that chart. That's the weekly chart. Remember the bearish divergence long term on the weekly chart. The lower high here on October, the sneaky lower high on October of 2025, followed by last week's candle close of a lower low. So just it made a lower low, right? The lowest weekly candle close going all the way back to June 2025, right? 2-week chart. All this bearish divergence followed by an RSI sell signal pending. Doesn't close for till November 24th, right? MACD, bearish divergence on the histogram. Pending MACD bearish crossover on the 2-week chart. The last time I had a bullish crossover was May 2023. So it's a lagging indicator, right? It's lagging. And yet still many experts are going to be late to the party. RSI is leaving the building on the 3-week chart. RSI is back into a retest of the trending dots, right? Once there's a 3-week candle close below the trending dots, it was a bear market. Bounce, bounce, bounce. It did bounce. And if you get a candle close below the trending dots, this 3-week candle or the next, that's confirming another confirmation signal that we're most likely in a bear market, right? Same with the monthly chart. You get a candle close below the trending dots on the monthly chart, confirming the bear market, right? So in hindsight, it's going to be really late to the party. But you had all these warning signs, bearish divergence, right? Bearish divergence. And then this could have been a sneaky lower high. And this could be a confirmed lower low over here, signaling that we're in a bear market on the monthly chart, right? If you look at the MACD monthly, it's really lagging. It didn't cross over till 2022, January 2022, and the bear market started November of 2021 on. So if you come in here and you change the settings, right? I think normally it's 12 and 26. I must have been playing around with something, but so that's I think that's no. Here, see, let's just go to default. Defaults, reset settings. There we go. There we go. All right. So it's already hooking over on the monthly chart, right? And you see January. Once January closed of 2022, it was the bear market. Once the close of July 2023, it was a bull market, but it's lagging. So I was already buying January 4th, 2023, based off of higher time frame reversals. So I'm not waiting for that, right? And if you change the settings, right? I mean, you could change settings to fit your narrative. You could change your settings to still looks like it, right? So even if you change it to here, still January 2022, June 2023, and there was no other crossovers, right? And now it's pending a crossover on the monthly chart just by changing the setting from fast length 12 to 10, right? So bearish divergence, with everything we've covered. We've covered it over and over and over again. Bearish divergence, and you get a monthly close down here, and it's signaling we're not going to make $200,000 Bitcoin by the end of the year. So I know. Then the 4-year cycle becomes a 5-year cycle. The 5-year cycle becomes a 6-year cycle, 7-year cycle, and this whole time, we were in a 1-year bear market, right? So you'll see it. The buy the dip bros become the 5-year cycle bros. The buy the dip bros become the just DCA bro, and the 4-year cycle is over. It's the business cycle, didn't you know? It's the business cycle. It's the M2 global liquidity offset by 90 days. I mean, it keeps changing. And then it's the gold ratio, and it's the what else? The tariff Bitcoin, what else? The new president Bitcoin, the ETF Bitcoin, which pumped it to here. The ETF's got Bitcoin to here faster than it ever has before in the cycle. So that time was different. What else? But the charts are telling us something else. Oh, on-chain. Remember on-chain 2022? All the on-chain guys abandoned the on-chain data as predicting the cycle top because they were still bullish on-chain all the way till like May or June of 2022. This is how late the on-chain guys were in 2022. It was like May or June of 2022. And they deleted their posts, I'm sure. Some did for sure. 100% they did delete it. Other guys, I don't know. I don't go back that far and look at it. I don't care that much. But they said that they don't do on-chain anymore because for cycle tops, right? Or probably for cycle bottoms as well, because there you go. They were so late. They were like 9 months late to the party. So, and I was one of the only few that was saying, I don't think, on-chain is going to show you, because what if the bigger players use on-chain against you, right? They show you what you want to see. So anyways, stick with relative strength, and the relative strength is, puts in divergences, thankfully, on Bitcoin at the top and the bottom. Not always, but often it'll put in divergences at the top and the bottom. And it continues to let us know when a possible reversal is in. So for that, thank you, market bosses. I appreciate you. Yep. Came back up to 107. Couldn't even get back up to the 108, 200-ish. Got rejected at the trailing dots. And since then is moving lower, right? It starts to get significant once we see daily candle closes below this pivot point over here, signaling another lower low at 101 to 50-ish. And of course, below target 3. And the probabilities will increase that we're going to have to put on the $94,000 Bitcoin watch party down here at target 4. So we'll continue to monitor it. Bitcoin futures coming back in for a retest, target 3. Before we go, and keep going down the rabbit hole of Ethereum, altcoins, we got to talk about some other things on Bitcoin, stuff like that. I have 0 paid affiliate links, so we do have to plug in marketsniper.pro over here. marketsniper.pro, we rolled out 2 trading bots. You got the sharpshooter RSI 3.2. You got the candle strategy 4.21. And you've got over here, you can come in and let's go to home. Roll these out. And what we didn't talk about was we rolled out the dashboard, a trading and investing dashboard that is included, right? So you go to the website, come over here, trade smarter, not harder, how it works, right? Choose your plan. We only have one plan. We may roll out a lesser plan, and we may eventually roll out like a premium trading bot. But this is all we have right now. So we're going to continue to add things to the $49 a month, add tools, all that stuff. We got a lot of tools coming down the pipeline in the near future. It just takes time to roll it all out. But yeah, so what we didn't add is the dashboard over here. But if you go over here to features, you can see sharpshooter candles. You can see the sharpshooter RSI trading bot and the dashboard. We've rolled out the dashboard, and it's 100%. So we're continuing to add. If your broker or exchange isn't listed yet for CSV import, coming down the pipeline, this is why it's also cheaper, right? So as we continue to build out all the tools on dashboard, as we release other tools coming soon, as we roll out other trading bots coming soon, we're keeping the price low, right? Because we're rolling out beta tests. We're rolling it all out. And eventually, more and more are going to be rolled out. More and more Discord members are coming in. So eventually the prices are going to go up. But you'd be locked in forever, right? If you want, not forever, right? So you're going to be locked in at the price at $49 a month or $490 per year for as long as you want to be a part of it, right? So your price would be grandfathered in, and we wouldn't increase it on you. However, prices will probably increase for new people. So, but you can do a CSV import right now for a handful of brokers and exchanges. This will continue to increase, and you can do from TradingView backtesting strategies as well. You can import it from there, or you can manually input your trades one trade by one trade. So if you're swing trading, you could input it. And then soon I don't know about soon, but in the near future, maybe by the end of the year, I don't know. But probably this year, we'll also have API connection. So API connection, we just wanted to get the base built and rolled out, and then we'll continue to add to that. So a lot of exciting things. So I've got a lot of ideas, and Alex, shout out to Alex, is helping me implement all these ideas. So trading dashboard is live. Trading dashboard functionality is rocking and rolling, and we'll continue to grow it. And the 2 trading bots are live right now, and bada bing, bada boom. So we have 2 plans. You can save 2 months here, or you can just do the $49 a month. If you need help setting up and want to get fully live with a trading bot with a 1-hour video call, Alex will help you set that up. He'll hold your hand. He'll walk you through it step by step, bot installation A to Z, probably within 45 minutes. And then the last 15 minutes, you can ask questions, stuff like that. So, I mean, literally sets you up A to Z. Holds your hand. One-time call. I'm not doing those calls anymore. I only have so much time in the day. So, shout out to Alex again. So, with that, let's jump back onto it. 101,780 Bitcoin. What else? Oh, yeah. Let's see. What did I do with all those? Oh, yeah. So these are the different ranges, right? For all the range traders out there. It's in the new range. It's back in an old range. Right? It's not making a new all-time high range. It's back in the old range. And so range trader is going to tell you that, you know, Bitcoin will probably come back and retest the bottom of the range. That's what a range trader would tell you. So this was a range. This is the way I look at it. This was a range. Broke below it with a weekly candle close, weekly sell signal, all that stuff. And everything we already mentioned. And it just seems like Bitcoin's going to come back down to the bottom of the range. And so instead of a $4 trillion asset, like the talking heads are saying by the end of the year, it's more likely that we see range bound, whether at the bottom, middle of this range, whatever the case may be, till the end of the year, right? And we talked about it as a potential, over the next 2 months, right? However it plays out. I mean, that's possible. And that would be, what is that? How far would it be into it? June 2026. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense to me. 3/4 of the way there, right? And then bounce off 200, mess around there, come below it maybe. And then maybe puts in bullish divergence, higher low. And then we go. We do it all again. 2027. That would be awesome, right? That would be awesome. To be able to get another. Oh, that works out perfectly. Oh, I didn't even plan that. I love it when the fractal works out and, with a trend line, right? And then, of course, obviously this is pure speculation and we don't know how it's going to play out, but get some bullish divergence over here, right? Get a higher low, back test higher low, and then break out to the upside. Woo! That would be awesome. That would be awesome. So we'll be there. We'll be there. We'll be ready for it. We were ready for the bearish divergence at the top. We were ready and hoping for bullish divergence at the bottom, right? So you can see June 2022, bullish divergence, and then breakout January 2023, right? We will be there. We'll be ready for it. So we'll see what the market bosses give us at the bottom and see what's possible. So Speaking of MicroStrategy and the canary in the coal mine, oh boy. Oh boy. Remember I was talking about, is the top in, right? In hindsight, will that be the top? Adam and Eve double bottom, started posting this chart back in September, and it's falling out the bottom. It's coming to the 200-week moving average, right? Should change that to a magnet. Ever since that weekly candle close below the confirmation line, we should be changing that to the magnet, not the question mark. So the canary in the coal mine, still coming over, still trending over, right? Oh, the breakout already happened. So, or the breakdown of the breakout. When, we don't know. We don't know how long it's going to take, but it's happening fairly quickly. When price is back up above 300, I said many people will be surprised once MicroStrategy goes below $200. Oh, it's called a perma bear, right? But I'm just showing you what I see in the charts, and now we're back to $223 MicroStrategy. The Bitcoin canary in the coal mine just is. It has been. What else? Ethereum closed back below target 3. Seems like it wants to come back in for a target 4 retest. You start closing below there, look out for sub 3,000, and then maybe the 200-week moving average. Who knows? Algo fake out. The Algo fake out. But we did say last week that it's a bounce until proven otherwise. We did say yesterday a bounce until proven otherwise. Why? Because of the higher time frames, right? The higher time frames are still bearish. Why did we say it's a bounce until proven otherwise? Why didn't we call it alt season again for 3 years in a row, like other people have said? We had a nice bounce in November 2024 that turned into a mini alt season over here. A mini alt season. Some of them had an alt season, like XRP, but never making a new all-time high was a mini alt season. It's got to pump at least 2 to 3 months for me to call it like an alt season. And only not all assets did. So call that a mini alt season. And we said it's a bounce until proven otherwise on a lot of these altcoins. And the bounce got sold off, right? Why? Not because we have a magic crystal ball, but because the higher time frames are bearish. And we talked about it. We covered it. So here they are getting sold off again. Only one target was hit, and that's it. So if you're taking a buy and then you're taking a sell, did you take in a small loss, right? Keep the losses small. Where you stopped out, whatever the case may be. XRP, similar thoughts. XRP, Cardano, rejected of the trailing dots, getting back below the 200-week moving average again. Cardano still in a bear market since September 2021. Downward sloping 200-week moving average is not bullish. And that's been all of 2025. Right? All of 20. Just think about that. If you were bullish on Cardano making a new all-time high all of 2025, I think you have to change your strategy, right? Okay. Hoping that it's going to make a new all-time high here is one thing, right? Because it's still upward sloping 200-week moving average. It's bullish on the weekly chart, probably bullish on the 2-week chart, et cetera. So if you're looking for what if it makes a new all-time high back here, that makes sense, right? Once it starts going downward sloping, you can't, you know, you could, but I wouldn't be calling for new all-time highs once the 200-week moving average starts to trend downward, right? It's been trending downward. Let's see. So that was 76, 76.60, 76.38. You get the point. So it started to trend downward after that peak of 76.71 SMA, right? So if you've been calling for Cardano to make a new all-time high since December 2024, you're not looking at the charts correctly, and you need, for your own personal sake or insanity, you probably need to readjust your strategy, right? That's pretty simplified. So you wouldn't want Bitcoin to have Bitcoin's never had a downward sloping 200-week moving average, and you wouldn't want Bitcoin to have a downward sloping 200-week moving average, because in the bear market may last longer than 12 months, if so. Cardano's already been in a downward sloping 200-week moving average for more than 12 months. I'm sorry, almost 12 months, 11 months, right? Downward sloping for 11 months. But it's been in a bear market since 2021. So you would not want Bitcoin to have a downward sloping 200-week moving average, because in the bear market it might last longer than 12 months. So there you go. What else? Yep. Lead Chainlink, similar thoughts. Downward sloping 200-week moving average. Not good. XLM, Chop Suey, Bitcoin dominance still. Let's see. The pending sell signal has disappeared. We talked about it. We laid out. Maybe we'll see a mini alt season after, after the Santa rally, right? Maybe the Santa rally kicks it off, and finally we'll get like some sort of a mini alt season while Bitcoin bounces, or while Bitcoin rallies for like 45, 60, 90 days, similar to January till April 2022, right? So that's what I'm kind of seeing there. We've been covering it. We'll keep an eye on it. TLT, DXY, still hovering around target 1. What else? What else? What else? Ooh. Miners are starting to sell off, and they sell off quickly. I mean, they sell off really quickly. We talked about it. My mom was closing on the way up in October, took like 50% here and closed out the rest. In hindsight, that was a good decision, right? Hive and Bitfarm. Where's Bitfarm at? Boom, 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 boom. Oof. It's down like 60%. Tesla had another sell signal. Yeah, but what I've been saying for like 3 or 4 years is that it's like catching lightning in a bottle, right? So obviously my mom didn't go all in, but it wasn't like just pocket change for her either. And so selling 50% at target 3 and then selling the rest of it at target 4 when it's getting really bullish and everyone getting excited, you have to lock in gains on those. And it is like catching lightning in a bottle. And sometimes market snipers do catch lightning in a bottle, right? Yup. It's not easy. It's not easy whatsoever. But mom made it look fairly easy. But it's not easy. It's not. Just because it looks easy sometimes, it's not easy because you got other factors that play. Tesla. Where's HODL? There we go. Ooh, a bearish engulfing candle today. Another bearish engulfing candle today. Ooh, yeah. She's living her best retired life right now. uh, yep. She's got like a 350% return on still 350, 400% return. But most of that came from her. I'm just on her altcoins alone. That all was from like 2024 though, right? That 3-4 weeks. So now she's just collecting interest on her cash, waiting for the next possible mini alt season. So think Tesla high chance, 330. That doesn't make sense. Think Tesla high, chance for 330. Target 2's at 413. There's a small gap at 396. Target 4, 370. Small gap at 340, right? So it's got to get through all of that first. If it's breaking through all of that, then then we have to start looking at the 200-week moving average again. And that's all the way down to 260. So too early to call that, but we don't know when we're going to change our mind. So yeah. What else? PayPal still sucks. What else? Bearish engulfing candle on Lemonade. There's a gap here at $61. Hit 2 out of 4 longer term targets so far. Still ultra bullish on the weekly chart for Lemonade. I'm definitely not a perma bear, but I get called that a lot. 2-week chart is still ultra bullish on Lemonade. Could have a short-term correction though. I wouldn't be shorting it because the higher time frames are still ultra bullish. 3-week chart, monthly chart, right? Ultra bullish. So we'll see. Sometimes it says it's the end. Sometimes it's not, reloads for the next move up. If you're swing trading on the daily chart, did you play this here at $52? If so, are you locking in some gains? Maybe it comes back to retest the trailing dots and fill that gap over here. So just depends what your strategy is, right? Longer term or swing trader. What else? Let's flip over to Magnificent 7 real quick. We're 49 minutes in. Who is the biggest winner today? PLTR breaking down. Another pending sell signal. Breaking down from the trend line. Broke down, came back tested it, put in a lower high, and now it's getting rejected and dropping off. Tesla, already covered it. Meta, filled the small gap, created a new gap. Google, big gap down here. Oh, it's actually down here, 212. Tiny gap. That gap was filled. It's no longer a new gap. Bum, 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 bum. SMCI. Ooh. That was the top. March 2024. Been in a bear market ever since. Expect bounces along the way. TQQ. Pending bearish engulfing candle. Got a lot of gaps below. NVIDIA, bearish engulfing candle pending. Apple holding on. NASDAQ, QQQ, VIX, dollar. SPY still holding on. Russell. And then the Dow Jones made a new all-time high. So that's different. That looks different compared to the rest. So, like I always say, trade each chart individually first and foremost, and then you look for canaries in the coal mine. Some are leading indicators, some are lagging indicators. So you just try to look for those and do your best. But FedEx bouncing. So I think that's about it there. Yep. Target 3, back into target 3 on Bitcoin. Let's see what else. Let's go into some of the chart requests here. Circle back. Yeah, but the Santa rally might happen after, price goes considerably lower, right? Santa rally might not happen for like 35, 40, 45 days. And, if there is a Santa rally and if the markets drop until then, does it even really matter? I guess it matters for like swing trading and stuff. What else? Spot. All right. Spot. Probably not going to cover spot every single day. I don't think you've been asking for it every day, but probably not going to cover it every day either. It's back up into the trending dots as of right now. So will the bounce get sold off? Let's see. Laid out these trending dots probably on the monthly chart. So the weekly chart is still bearish, right? But the trending dots are way up here at 694. So it could bounce, retest the trending dots on the weekly chart. See 2-week chart closes below the trending dots. So it's looking like a reversal, right? It's looking like the reversal. If you got a huge move up, 650% move, and now it seems like it's coming in for that retracement. It's multiple deviations away from the 200-week moving average. Bouncing off the trending dots as of right now. And then I drew out the monthly trending dots trajectory. But it's bearish, flipping bearish on the weekly. It's bearish on the weekly chart, and on the 2-week chart, it's flipping bearish with multiple candle closes below trending dots. And again, could push back up to that 694, 670 level, but I would be expecting it to get sold off. So, yeah. Maybe. Let's see what else. What else? For sure. For sure. Yeah, she's doing pretty good. She definitely outperforms her own fund manager. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me because of talked about the higher time frames are still bullish and ultra bullish. So um doesn't surprise me that gold is bouncing. Yeah, we covered it. We talked about it. So that's about it. That's about it. Let's see. Still hovering. That's a 2-week chart. Weekly 2-week candle close below trailing dots. 2-week candle close below trailing dots. If that were to happen, maybe the next candle would be the sell signal on the 2-week chart, and that would be 2 months late, right? 2-week candle close below trailing dots. 2-week candle close below trailing dots. The next one would be towards the end of November, early December, right? So we'll see. We'll see. Had candle closes below over here on the 2-week chart and then reverse back around. Had candle closes below the trending dots over here and then reverse back around. So are we here or are we here? Right? So is the Bitcoin, what's the title? Is Bitcoin in a bear market? Right? Question mark. We covered several reasons why this local top will turn into the top in hindsight, right? So we cover several reasons why it could be. It'll always be in hindsight. It starts as a local top. It started as a local top, and we had reasons even at 123,400 Bitcoin that what if we saw much lower prices, and many people hated this chart and continue to do so over here. Bounced off of that orange line once again, and if we see a candle close below that, we might have to do a $94,000 Bitcoin watch party. With that, hope everyone has a good rest of your day. Have a good rest of your uh, evening, morning, wherever you're at, whatever time zone it is. And we will see you on the next live stream. Thank you. Adios.